Hey YouTube, what's up? Back again, finally with another video. Um, yeah, you already know this new position I got. Um, been busy, busy, busy. Um, and two people from my department's on vacation, so they've been grinding, and then all the manifestations. I've been manifesting to the point where those you see me on my social media, on my Facebook, I haven't even had a chance to really say how grateful I am when I post about the manifestations and my ultra manifestation instincts, I like to call it. It's just moving jobs are coming in, making extra money on top of this um, manager position. Life's going awesome. Um, Before I start on the actual topic, shout out to my new subscriber, Spiritual Tanisha. You are awesome. Do this video, you doing push-ups. You are a warrior as well. That's awesome. Need more spiritual warriors. And I am so jealous of you because you have the knowledge you have at such a young age. I wish I had that knowledge growing up. So, let's get to it. So, going to talk about the whole Will Smith, Jada, Chris Rock fiasco, ordeal, if you will. So, first things first. You guys know me. Television. Tell, lie, vision. Telling lies through vision. So I don't think it's real. I think it was staged. Years of watching pro wrestling, yeah, it looks pretty staged. You know, there's actually a video of Will Smith going, he's going like this with his hands, like he was practicing, it got leaked. But I think when he hit him, it actually looked like he went like this, which is a tactic in pro wrestling. They slapped themselves as they were supposedly slapping their opponent. You saw his hand go, but that's not the point of the video I want to make. But I just want to put it out there that I think it's fake. It probably is fake. Okay, it's a publicity stunt. That's what the New World Order does. Okay, prime example. So, the point of the video, most likely, well, mostly, not most likely, most likely, because you guys know I don't edit, I just go on YouTube and just start talking. Nothing's planned, nothing's rehearsed, so, it's just a big indication of how negative society is. Okay, that one incident overshadowed the entire Oscars, and people are still on it. It's just another reminder of how negative people are, and they focus on the negative instead of focus on the positives. They don't focus on him apologizing. They don't focus on him winning his Best Actor award. They didn't focus on that. It's just the slap, heard around the world. Slap, slap, slap. He slapped The Rock. So, forgot to mention, I'm talking in a perspective as if it was real. But everyone's just focused on that. It's just, I'm seeing magazines now here at my job about it, and it's just, And what we learn from this is the same thing we see in life. There are times where um, something happens, someone um, does something to you, they disrespect you, or they did something to you, and you ignore it and move on. And it's like the people around you or people that witnesses don't let you ignore it. They don't let you, you know, they still focus on what had happened, you know. Um, give me one example. When I was working at Big Y, I used to give people this look like, joking around, and one other employee said something. I forgot what she said. And, and I wasn't spiritual at the time. I just didn't make a big deal out of it. And, well, one, I didn't even hear it. Two, one of the other employees heard it. And, they made a big thing about it, and I was just like, oh, whatever, I wasn't dwelling on it, and I moved on. And they still were talking about it, and again, it was visible that it didn't affect me. I still went about my day. I still went about being who I am, how I interact with everybody. And, just that little thing, they didn't carry on about it all day either, but at the same time, it was like, okay, he doesn't even care. It didn't even faze him. Like, but they decided to talk about it for an extra 2 or 3 minutes. So it's, giving another example. I was talking to another martial artist at the gym, and at the time I got a calisthenics, wasn't calisthenics, but it was a martial artist, former UFC champion, and what he does in his workouts. And I told the guy I'm a black belt in Shaolin Karate, and I started training on my own. And I just mentioned that I'm trying out workouts from a book. Okay, and just me saying that, to his perspective, that was the negative part. So in his perspective, that was a no-no. And then I say in his perspective because you can't teach yourself a martial art. It's not impossible. Yes, it might be better if you go to a school, but you can't teach yourself in martial arts using videotapes and books. Visualizing your practice dummy. It's altering your perception. So you can do that, but they don't tell you that, and they don't want you to do that because they can't make money off of you. So, but when I told him that little part made him forget that I said I'm a black belt in Shaolin Karate. He completely, he heard it, but the next thing of me saying, I'm doing workouts from a book, boom, it's gone. Because he focused on the negative part. And he said, oh, he said something, and I forgot what he said, but he said, you can't take it you can't get all your stuff from the book. And I said, no, I didn't say that. Before I said that, I told you I'm a black belt in Shaolin Karate. So that's another example of how society, we focus on the negative. And how many times have we had a fallout with a friend where you did 20 good things for them, but it's that one negative thing you did overshadows all the positive things you did do for that person or with that person. But that one negative thing, it might not have been that serious, and they, you know, they get totally angry at you, and you know that one thing overshadowed 20 or 25 things. Okay, that's where we live in, and it's sucks because it's probably going to get worse, you know. So, and you guys know about my other video where I say the negative energy is the other pandemic since 2020. People have been so quick to get angry and hit people and get so frustrated. It's like, what is wrong with people? This has been a thing before 2020. The two stories I just gave you happened in the last decade. Now the past 2 decades, you know. So that's how it is. That's just the way it is. Got a message, sorry. So another thing I want to bring up is the whole thing about Will slapping or smacking Chris Rock. People, guys, we all have emotions. Yes, he shouldn't have did what he did. If it was real, he shouldn't have did what he did. I get that. But, you know, it was very beta male of him. Not because of the smack, but because his wife was pulling the strings, and that was obvious. My only beef with Will on this is because he went and did that after he laughed. He thought it was funny too. You know, what he could have did was say, "Babe, come on, it was just a joke." You know, those that are on my social media, I posted videos where Will Smith made jokes about other people, and the person that he made a joke on wasn't laughing, and he said, "Oh, come on, it's a joke." You know, this was in the early '90s in Arsenio Hall show. You know, so it happens, but we all have emotions. We all have something that triggers us. I don't care who you are. Okay, so basically I'm telling you, I'm not sitting here and say that there hasn't been times where, yes, Will Smith shouldn't have done that, but I'm not saying there hasn't been times where I was getting ready to knock someone out. Give you an example, Mr. Agent Ernest that I was telling you about in one of my videos. He was antagonizing me. He was messing with me the day before, and then the next day we were at the gym working out, and it was about the vaccine. This was before like the second wave, when things looked like it was starting to get better, and then you know, that little time period where the cases were going down. We were approaching spring of 2021, or was it already spring? Either way, it was 2021, and you know, we started talking about the vaccine, and he was just, you know, I think what it was a lot of the arguments he used to start with me was because I was not being the way he wanted me to be. You know, in this case it was getting the vaccine, and also the whole thing with singlets and tights. If you guys remember the story, or if you saw the video where I talk about, it's titled Agent Ernest, This was one of the conflicts that we had. Because I started liking tights, he wanted to work out in singlets. So I think that was another motivation for him to start with me that day. And I changed the subject, a few times about the vaccine. And he just kept going. And there was a point where I was like, okay, we got to work out. We're not here to talk. So go to hand him the weights, and he's just kept, So then I was getting ready to hit him, and some people just push your buttons and they push their luck, and when I was growing up, okay, we were taught, yes, violence is not the answer, but you don't also act anywhere you want to and not expect to, something not to happen to you. It's you can't always rely on someone's common decency, and if you antagonize someone or say something to get the knowing that you'll get a reaction out of them, you're in the wrong too. If they hit you or not. Let's guys, let's just stop with the. Well, I know it's not going to stop, but let's be real here. Let's be real here. We're all human. We all have emotions. We all have something or a combination of things that makes us tick. Okay, I dare say the Buddha, one reason why he reached enlightenment was because he was in an area where he didn't have to deal with, and it definitely wasn't in today's times, where he didn't have to deal with, a lot of negativity that we deal with today. Okay? So like I said, I almost clobbered Agent Ernest myself. After that day, more arguments kept going, and I started to tell him, he was a 42-year-old man, and I had to tell a 42-year-old man to behave himself, because he couldn't behave, and I told him we were trying to schedule another workout, and I told him, yo, if you come down here, be on your best behavior, okay? And another argument, so then after another heated argument, I told him, if you're gonna come here, fine, but you come here to start an argument, you're giving me a right to deck you, okay? And he didn't say anything, but a few hours passed, and I just said, you know what, he's not worth it. So I told him, buddy, you're not worth it. It was nice knowing you. Just told him my goodbyes, and I spoke to him after this, but because after I said goodbye, he's tried to hit me up again. He had me blocked on Facebook from what I did when I sent the stuff to his other trainer. He had me blocked on Facebook, and then I noticed he unblocked me, so I blocked him. But some of you guys have kids. If someone said, extraordinarily rude things about your kids, you're gonna want to hit the person. It's always that wrong thing that they say, or the repeated stuff. That's how that happens. We all have that in us. I don't care what anyone says. I've actually seen someone that says, that doesn't make a difference. you get mad and no, that doesn't make a difference. And then when they got mad, they did it themselves. You know, we can't always judge on and say, if that was me, I would have did this, when you're not in that situation. You can't always do that. You know, oh, if I wouldn't have hit him, I would just ignored it. But you know, or I would have just said something back, or you know, I would have fought back with words. You know, but you never know what you're gonna do, really, until you're in that situation. You don't understand until it happens to you. So keep that in mind before before you continually, oh, Will Smith is bad, he's wrong. By all means, I'm not a Will Smith fan. I'm not a fan of him. I don't think I've seen one of his movies. That's I Am Legend. You know, I haven't seen Men in Black. I haven't seen Independence Day. I sort of watched Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I'm not a big fan of him, so I'm not defending him because I'm a fan. No, by all means, no. But as someone that has been triggered, you know, and also, you know, not only we all had that, you know, we all have that trigger. Me normally is, you know, being antagonized over and over like Agent Ernest was doing. You know, what angers you controls you. You know, but also, if you're an antagonizer, you know, you do deserve to get hit. You know, but Chris Rock was not an antagonizer. They say Will Smith has built up emotions from the whole thing with Jada and him being made into a meme of him crying, which he wasn't crying. If you look at there's interviews of his eyes watering, and it says when he gets dehydrated, his eyes water. So he wasn't crying, but it turned into a meme because people put their own spin on things. So that's what that is. And you know, the media antagonized him, you know, and then when Chris Rock said that joke, again, pretending that it's real, you know, he went and smacked him. So I understand that. It's just my beef with Will Smith is he laughed at the joke before he did that, okay? And that just makes no sense. When I was in karate, had an instructor. I used to be a class clown. This was Street Fighter. If you guys watched the Ryu movie, you know how Ken was. That's kind of how I was, which is funny because Ken is one of my idols in Street Fighter. When I play Street Fighter, Ken is, you know, my go-to guy. But you know, I was a class clown, and one of the instructors used to laugh at my antics, but then when my back was turned, she was talking junk. So it made no sense. You laugh when in face to face, but behind my back you complain about it. So you know, is that kind of thing that is just mind-boggling. But like I said, that's not a perspective that if it was real. That's my take on it. Really, I think it's fake. We are being distracted by this because it's everywhere. So while we're being distracted, let's look for the stuff that they're trying to distract us from. That's what we got to do. This is just hovering over something underneath. Look for the stories. Use our clairvoyance. Okay? This is all a distraction. See you guys later. Peace.